Hi everybody, this is Jeff Veal, the business guru, coming to you once again, yes, from downtown Manila. And I've got an awesome gentleman on the line today. You're going to enjoy this. I hope you're enjoying all of them, in fact, guys. I mean, don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel. We do probably 20 or 30 of these every month, and they're people from all over the world, and they've all got a fantastic story. And think about it, guys. If you wanted to go on TV and get a TV commercial, going to set you back about $30,000, right? In your hometown, if you went on radio and got 10 spots, going to cost you between $3,000 and $5,000. You can come on Stars, on Spotlight, or our 15 Minutes of Fame, and we'll talk all about you and find out your story in 15 minutes and put you across all the social media channels: Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, Snapchat, the whole lot, including YouTube with all your social media links, and we'll put you in front of thousands of people totally free. Sounds like a great deal, right? Why not reach out just like our next guest did? Let me introduce my next guest. He's an awesome guy. His name, he's got a great story to tell us, a great backstory, is Dwayne Morton. And Dwayne is helping people. He's a CEO of Show Up to Win. That's what you got to do, guys. I mean, Churchill said it, turn up. That's a secret. I'll tell you the secret of life, guys. Turn up. That's a big start, right? Anyway, company name is Show Up to Win. He's an inspirational speaker, been doing this for quite some time now. And a brief description of his business is a mental performance mentor, teaching others how to overcome adversity in unlikely times and unlikely moments. Key achievements: former international basketball player. His personal philosophy: practice like it's a championship game, so that you only feel. Well, let me do this again. When I lost the line. Practice like it's a championship game, so the championships games only feel like practice. In other words, practice makes perfect, guys. A quick backstory: when I was a young kid of 14, I wasn't allowed to go out. My parents were really tyrants. I wasn't allowed to go and mix with my mates. So what I used to do, I'd get bored, I'd go out in the backyard and I would bowl a ball for cricket. I would bowl a ball into a plastic bucket about 22 yards, length of a cricket pitch, 22 yards away. Then I would move the bucket and I'd try and get 50 in a row. Imagine that, trying to bowl 50 in a row into the bucket. Then I'd move the bucket again. I did that for years. And guys, I ended up being an international cricketer, and I was a great bowler. I could put that ball on a dime whenever I wanted to. So, but it all came with the practice. It just didn't happen overnight, guys. So that's a bit about that. So interesting fact about himself: he hasn't learned how to shuffle cards yet. Well, being a gambler, I could teach you lots of ways to shuffle cards, and I could cheat you easily. I can bring all the right cards to the top again. But it's my great pleasure to introduce our guest today, Dwayne. How are you, Dwayne?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for the introduction.
No, no problem at all. Just send my bottle of scotch, don't forget. No, kidding. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue this current career path of yours.
Oh, wow. Um, I am a former international basketball player at 19, so I accomplished my dream. And then at 29, I got diagnosed with a rare blood cancer. And so I was given a certain amount of time. And so, I decided, hey, I'm going to, not have a family and I have a wife and just, I didn't want anybody to carry my burden. So, um, I really just tried to keep my head floating above water. And, I was doing some entrepreneurial things, but really and truly, I was struggling about the whole diagnosis. And
Sure.
so, a couple of years ago, I ended up, having, another unfortunate incident. I was involved in a police shooting and I was a bystander. I was driving by. And so a bullet, hit the truck I was driving in. Luckily, it didn't hit me or my niece who was in the back seat. And so, if it would have been an eighth of an inch to the left, it would have got me. If it had been an eighth of an inch to the right, it would have got my little niece who was 3 years old at the time. So I was dealing with PTSD and survivor's guilt, and I have a very strong mindset. I've had a strong mindset for a very long time, and it really was, it tackled me. And so I found out in March of last year, of 2024, that I was actually misdiagnosed, and all I had was
Unbelievable.
sleep apnea. Yeah.
Wow.
And so that whole 18 years, I could have probably been, fixed in probably a month. And so here's the thing, Jeff, is like when we talk about mindset things, you know, I can sit here and take the victim mentality and why me, why me? To me, man, I'm not going to get that time back.
That's
And
right.
so instead of taking this thing and make it where it's about like that it happened to me, I would rather flip it and make it where it's about for me. It's actually for me. And
Correct.
so I've just taken more of a positive approach. And so you'll be very surprised at all the great things that have happened ever since, I've got misdiagnosed, but I've just taken that mindset.
Fantastic. Tell me, what's been the most challenging aspect of your current work and how have you overcome that?
Oh yeah. So with current work right now is like I'm building this program, because I wanted it for me. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but like I wanted a community to keep me consistent. And I knew if I could keep me consistent, then I could build a community. And so the other thing is I had people who or I had when I was looking for it, I couldn't find it. And so I decided to build it so other people could have it. So I would just say perfect the program as much as possible. I mean, of course, with anything, there's going to be, ways you want to change it later on. But like, I really feel like that was one of the bigger challenges. But
Mm,
also, being misdiagnosed, like I had these challenges where health, like, financially, I wasn't in the greatest spot. And so I'm actually looking at creating a nonprofit too. So, really, what I would say the challenge is being able to do something and it be able to have a purpose or a legacy that's
yes,
attached to it
important.
rather than just do it. Because honestly, when you just do stuff and you don't have your heart and your mind really in it, and usually that's the stuff that falls apart. And so I want to
Absolutely.
make sure, yeah, I just want to make sure that whatever I build, it stays true and it stays true to
Yeah.
form. So,
Well, you've got one thing, you've got passion, and passion will take you a long way. It's not a business, it's a passion. And passion is, if you're lucky enough, guys, to find your passion, you'll never work another day in your life. It'll just come naturally, like basketball, like you said, like the practice makes perfect type thing. It'll just come naturally. In your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that have helped contribute to your success so far?
so one of the things that I feel like I get easy compared to everybody else is I'm self-disciplined. Like I'll go
Lovely.
out and I can go sit and look at a tree for all day. So like those tasks that other people like complain about, I
Yeah,
actually like because I like the part of the journey. When I was a kid, my English teacher talked about Robert Frost and these, the poem about the two roads. And one, was well traveled is
yeah.
the easier path. And then there was the other path that had been, you know, it was a little bit rougher, but like not very many people had taken it. And so I've always been the person to take that other road, the one that less people have taken.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Funny as you mentioned your hobbies and things. I just spoke to a gentleman just before you, and he's an awesome guy. And one of his hobbies, it's a funny hobby, he collects rocks.
Oh,
So
wow.
there you go. We're all different, right? And I got it. Because he loved the shapes and the sizes, and he's got a rock collection as a little bit of a hobby. Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field?
Yeah. So Jeff, I would say I flip it rather than motivate. I use the inspiration part. So it comes from
Yes,
within.
that's
So
right.
I'll take motivation from people that I enjoy. So like guys like Eric Thomas, people like
Yep.
that I really enjoy. So I'll take some of their words, but like it actually I turn it into where it's inside me. And so I have that fire rather than because I feel like motivation is kind of like last about 15 minutes or a day or sometimes a week, but like it usually dies out. But when you actually are inspired, and that's why I
Love it.
really want to inspire people, is that's when you see the lifelong
Yeah,
change.
big difference. Now, you're a guy, you don't need the rah-rah or the Tony Robbins fire walking. You got it in spades. You've got it inside you, and you want to get it out there now and share it with the world, right?
Absolutely. And so I've never been about awards and things like that. Like I'm cool with them. I'll take it. I'll take the picture, smile at the camera, but
Yeah.
like I set it aside and I'm looking for the next go.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, of course. Always be growing. If you're not growing, what's the opposite to growing, guys? It's dying. If you're not growing, you're dying, guys. So keep growing. Tell us about a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of. What have you done
Oh,
recently that you
wow.
really love?
Man, there's been a lot of really cool things but I would say is getting this nonprofit that I'm to get
Working on?
it
Yep.
to work on, but also get to the right people. And the people will be like, oh wow, I love this idea. Let's work on it. And so I'm hoping that I'll have that launched in March. But
Yes.
it's something that my financial piece of like that struggle. So there's
Yep.
an issue with like finances and with the medical bills and stuff like that. And so I want to be able to give some people relief. And so that's one of the reasons that I'm building this. And so I'd say that would be the most rewarding.
Yeah. Fantastic. I love it. I love you. I love your mission. Um, Tell us, what advice would you give someone inspire? What it can't get tongue tied today. What advice would you give someone aspiring to follow in your footsteps?
Oh wow. So for basketball, I would be just like, hey, realize that like when I quit playing basketball, I was probably one of the top 5,000, 10,000 players in the world. And so it's a narrow path. Yes, you can do it, but it's going to take hard work and determination. But
Yep.
also, it's got to be something from within because those 5 o'clock morning workouts and stuff like
Sure.
that, and missing, going out with your friends and, prioritize that. I would say that prioritize the stuff that you want to do to get you to where you want. And so with basketball, I'd say that with just business and mindset, I feel like you know um, get a mentor, truly get
Absolutely.
a
Very,
mentor.
very
If
good. I love that advice. That's top advice. Most people don't understand that. That's top advice. Find people, guys, who have been there before. You can reach out to people like Dwayne and myself, and it costs you nothing. Think about it. A virtual cup of coffee costs you nothing. 30 minutes of your time, an hour, and get inspired. Right? Share the journey together. Learn from each other. Right? Like Dwayne and I had a chat for about 25 minutes before we coming on, and we learned some interesting stuff from each other. It was a pretty cool story. Um, Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, my friend?
oh man, so to inspire others, and to get on as many stages and podcasts as possible to share this
Love it.
my journey, my story, just to see who that inspires. Like I was joking with a friend of mine. I was like, if I get on stage and I go speak in front of thousands of people and 999 boo me off and say I suck and I'm the worst speaker in the world, but if I have that one person who I truly change their life, either they're suicidal, they decide, hey, I want to,
Sure.
I inspire them to like create that dream life. That's what I want to do.
I got a suggestion for you. Why don't you reach out to some of the colleges and schools and then get on the road, start doing it, my friend. Do a a few months of like basketball, like practice. Do a few months of freebies, and then the word will spread, and then you can be a world-class speaker. And
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
you're so passionate about what you do, I mean, it's a job in itself. I mean, you could be traveling the world spreading the word, about living, how to come back, which you've done. You've come back, which is fantastic. Tell me,
Yeah.
Dwayne, what's the best way for our listeners or people watching this? What's the best way they can reach out and find out more about you and your journey and how they can help you?
Yeah, so the best way to reach out is like, so I love Facebook. I know some people may have
Yep,
a love or hate. So
sure.
I'm there. I also like I told you I'm getting ready to launch this website called
Uh-huh.
showuptowin.com. But for the meantime, if you go to showuptowin.info, you can go ahead and put your information in. I will email you and let you know when the site launches and keep
Lovely.
you up to date with the things that are going on. So,
All right, if you need any help with that, reach out. We've got a whole team of web developers here. Before we wrap up, tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know. It's been quite an adventure for you.
yeah, I love cribbage. My grandfather and me used to play it all the time, but um, I never learned how to shuffle cards. I think that was because of him, and my dad.
Strange,
And
huh?
so, yeah, no, I think it was part of just like I wanted to eat or maybe snack while they shuffled the cards. I'm not sure, but I just never did. And I think it's funny, but like it's something I actually have kind of on my list of things to do this year is to learn how to shuffle cards, which it's just
Awesome.
repetitions all it is.
Absolutely.
So
It's only practice, my friend. You'll pick it up in no time. You'll be doing all sorts of fancy shuffles in no time, I'm sure, with your determination. I'd like to thank you for being a guest on the show today. And guys, I'm about to wrap this up. And I want to let you know, guys, 15 minutes of fame. We do this every month. We have 15 minutes of fame. Then we have stars on Spotlight. It's totally free. where we put you out all over the world so thousands of people can see what you do and reach out. If you resonate with them, they can reach out to you. So why not come on the show? Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and meet people like Dwayne and hear their story. And I'm sure you've got a story. Every man and woman's got a story. Come on the show. We'd love to see you here. Once again, Dwayne, thanks for being on the show. You've been inspirational, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me and giving me a platform so I can share my story and my journey.
Fantastic.